Rowing for gold, the twin sisters aiming to defend their Olympic title. Soaring high, how Poland's success at ski jumping is breeding a new generation of medal hopefuls. Aussie rules, the island nation looking to rebuild its national sport after a violent past. And from prison to the Premier League, how a former Jamaican international is educating young players. Welcome to Sportsworld, Al Jazeera's regular look at sport around the globe. I'm Farah Ismail. Well, to have one Olympic champion in a family is achievement enough, but to have two, well, that's remarkable. New Zealand sisters Caroline and Georgina Evers-Swindell are two of the best rowers in the world. But recently, something completely unfamiliar has happened to the Olympic champions. The twins have been beaten. Now they're on a mission to put the record straight and defend their Olympic title. Wayne Hay caught up with them down under.
It's a routine that's repeated day after day, and it's a routine that's done largely in silence. But for twin sisters who have rowed together for almost 10 years, words aren't needed for communication.
If you spend time together, you're going to be effective and be successful. But yeah, I think initially maybe it helped, but you know, you see some odd shapes out there in boats together and they move it just as well as, or if not better than Caroline and I. So I mean, it's just cool, I guess, rowing with your twin sister.
We're just typical sisters, I guess. You fight, but it's, as George said, you know, it's pretty neat to be able to race and travel and compete with your sister.
This is Lake Karapiro on the North Island of New Zealand. It's the training base for the national rowing squad. And it's where Caroline and Georgina Evers-Swindell are perfecting their technique ahead of the Olympics in Beijing, searching for inspiration by reflecting on past glories. From 2002 to 2005, they were unbeatable in the women's double scull. They powered their way to 3 consecutive world titles and Olympic gold in Athens. They desperately wanted to continue that form and row through to Beijing unbeaten. But their campaign has hit rough water. They were comprehensively beaten at the last 2 World Championships, including defeat in 2007 at the hands of a Chinese combination.
You know, they're a really talented double scull. They rowed technically very well, and you know, they haven't just popped onto the scene. They've been around for the last few years. In fact, I think they were the same double that was in Athens. So they've been there for a few years, but in rowing it just takes a few years to get to the top.
Such has been the standard expected of the 29-year-olds that their losses prompted talk that they'd be split up and put into different crews. What's happened has been the exact opposite. The twins have grown closer.
We've experienced some pretty disappointing times over the last couple of years, and that's, I think, when I appreciate rowing with Georgie the most, is when we have those losses and we kind of bring each other back up. You know, it's easy to handle the good times, it's not so easy to handle the bad times.
China's Liang Tian and Qin Li will now be the favourites to win Olympic gold at home in August, a situation the blonde twins from down under are more than happy with.
So there'll still be a lot of pressure that we put on ourselves, but I guess, yeah, I mean, it's let the Chinese handle it this time. You know, they're at home and they've got to do the job at their place, so I think we're just looking forward to racing them again.
And with their incredible success has come confidence that they have what it takes to win back-to-back Olympic titles.
As long as I think we get up to where we were in Athens, we'll be competitive. They're not going really, really fast, which is, I guess, a positive for Caroline and I, but they row really well, and I mean, they're going to be hard to beat, but if we're back in the sort of same speeds we were in Athens, then we'll be competitive.
This afternoon.
There is no doubting their work ethic. They cycle about 20 kilometres to and from training. Off the water, it's big weights. On the water, it's nothing but quiet determination. This is an incredibly demanding sport. Training sessions often start very early in the morning, and the athletes spend countless hours going up and down lakes and rivers like this. To get to the very top, you really have to live and breathe the sport. And of course, the Evers-Swindell twins have done that more than most. Not only do they train and race together, but until very recently the twins also lived together.
No, we don't tend to talk about too much of the rowing once we get out of the boat, but yeah, I mean, it just got to a point, we didn't have a falling out or anything, it just got to the point where we decided that, I mean, before we moved out of the flat, we were taking separate cars to training just so we had 10 minutes by ourselves each day. So I think it's been healthy for our relationship and for our rowing that I mean, it's been a couple of years now.
It's really weird, you know, before we moved out, I thought, oh, I can never not, you know, flat with Georgie, and then it was like, oh, just separate us quick. So it's funny, it just kind of happened within the space of a year, but it's good now.
There is only one thing on their minds now, the Beijing Olympics. Their opposition should be warned. Caroline and Georgina Evers-Swindell are coming from a dangerous place. 2 losses under their belts and a resolve to put things right.
And I guess Athens was our first Olympics, and we're 4 years older and maybe hopefully a little bit wiser now. So, you know, if we do get to Beijing, I'd just like to enjoy it more than I did in Athens. I mean, Athens was amazing, but you know, it was all pretty new for us. So yeah, just make sure that we enjoy it.
Which will of course be a lot easier should they once again be crowned Olympic champions. Wayne Hay, Al Jazeera, Lake Karapiro, New Zealand.
Olympic glory will have to wait for another 2 years for those competing in the Winter Games, but that gives many countries time to hone their new talent. For Poland, their best chances of winning gold have come in ski jumping. The sport is steeped with history and tradition in the Eastern European country. It's already produced a world champion several times over. Sportsworld Joanna Gasiorowska climbed to the top of the Tatra Mountains to find out more.
It's arguably the most popular televised sport in Poland. At its peak, ski jumping has up to a quarter of the population tuning in to watch their countrymen soar. And the main reason for the sport's popularity in Poland is this man. Adam Małysz, 4-time World Cup winner, 4-time world champion, 2002 Olympic silver and bronze medalist, and one of Poland's biggest sporting success stories.
I definitely
feel a national tie, especially because of the fans. They're always here to support me in their thousands, and they're here with me through the good and the bad. And they're bound to our country and our flag, and so I feel honoured to represent Poland.
Małysz's name has become synonymous with the sport since he won his first World Cup title in 2000. The 30-year-old Pole went on to win 3 back-to-back titles, an unprecedented achievement. It propelled him into the hearts of Polish people, and more than 40,000 of them regularly turn up to watch him live. Małysz is so popular, in fact, that he's often accompanied by security guards during the events.
I think that people need something good, some sort of success and something enjoyable. And here in Zakopane, there's an atmosphere when thousands of Poles turn out to watch the jumps. Even sometimes when they don't have tickets, they just stand on the outskirts. But they just want to be here and feel the atmosphere, and it's about togetherness. It's all about feeling Polish.
But ski jumping is nothing new in Poland.
We have a tradition of this sport in this country. We even had competitions here before the war. I myself come from a family where my father was a ski jumper. I also used to jump, and my son jumps too. And I'm sure my grandson will also jump, and that comes from tradition.
In 1972, Poland claimed their one and only Olympic gold in ski jumping when Wojciech Fortuna took the honours in Sapporo, Japan. But the fans had to wait 30 years before another of their countrymen picked up an Olympic medal in the discipline. This time, Małysz's success has served to inspire a new generation.
It's a sport which gives young boys a lot of happiness. It's adrenaline-fueled. It's a tradition here in these mountains. It's very popular. And so I see a long future in Poland for ski jumping.
And that future begins with KLEMENS MURANKA. At just 13, he's already being tipped as the new Adam Małysz. As well as winning a string of junior titles, MURANKA's biggest achievement literally came when he was 10 years old, jumping 135 metres from the large hill in his hometown of Zakopane, just 5 metres short of the hill record.
I started when I was 7 years old and I really liked it. Every day I get up at around 9 o'clock in the morning because by 9:30 I have to be at the ski jump for training. Then I go to school. After school I have to do my homework. Then I go to bed and it starts all over again the next day.
Inside his home, the kitchen is a shrine to his success. His parents clearly proud of what he's already achieved in his short career.
He was very sporty as a child, and when he was 7 years old it became obvious that he had a talent for ski jumping. One day he went with his friends to a training session and the trainer saw him and saw he was keen to try it, so he said, "Hey, little one, don't just stand there, go on, get some skis and have a go." And that's how it started.
Clemens is one of 6 children, but his father is always there to watch his son compete, supporting the 13-year-old despite the obvious dangers of pursuing a career in ski jumping.
I get very nervous when he jumps, and as his father I feel it much more than he does. I go through a terrible ordeal and it's not good, and I get very angry with myself for this and I try to detach myself, but I can't. Some people are surprised that we let our child do this because there have been so many accidents in ski jumping. But generally no one says anything, because if every parent was scared to allow their child to do this, then we wouldn't have any ski jumping at all.
It's a sacrifice both he and his father are prepared to make to achieve sporting success.
It's not until you get up here to the start that you can really appreciate that these competitors are risking their lives for their sport every time they jump. They take the steep slope down. By the time they take off, they're going 85 kilometres an hour, and from here you can't even see the landing zone.
And if you've ever wondered what it looks like from the ski jumper's point of view, take a look at this. While the 2007 season saw Adam MALYSZ finish a lowly 12th in the World Cup standings, he managed to salvage one title at the Polish Championship in March. But the experienced Pole is promising to climb the rankings once again, and the upcoming MURANKA will no doubt provide him with a challenge.
My idol out of Polish ski jumpers is of course Adam MALYSZ. I think if I train hard I'll be able to achieve the same kind of success as him.
He's only 13 years old, there's plenty still ahead for him. But my advice to him as an experienced ski jumper can only be that he takes it slowly and he isn't pushed into it, because that can quickly lead to him losing interest because he's so young. But if he has people around him that are experienced and support him, then he'll last the distance.
Clemens' father, though, has grander plans for his son.
I would love him to take over from Wojciech Fortuna and win the Olympic gold medal for Poland. That's my dream. All the other competitions, like the World Championships, will come. But it's been over 30 years since Fortuna won the medal for Poland, and it would be great if Clemens could take over from him.
And for now at least, Clemens is happy to carry the weight of expectation on his young shoulders. Joanna Gasiorowska, Al Jazeera, Zakopane, Poland.
Now, don't forget to have a look at our website, aljazeera.net/English, where you can get all the latest sports news and find out more about the show. Stay with Sportsworld, because coming up, from prison to the Premier League, how a former Jamaican footballer has been educating young players. And
I'm Dan Nolan. I'll be reporting from the only country in the world that's as passionate about Australian football as Australia is. It's here in Nauru.